Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Download and Delete. I am your co-host, Ty Montier.
I am the other co-host, Shana Lucas.
And today we have
all caps when you say the girl's name.
Hey, all caps. Hey. And today we are joined by one of our first guests who was on the show.
What was it? The first?
No,
not
the
the
first.
Like the second,
Early.
third.
early in
I don't remember.
early in
It was
the
early.
span of the lifetime.
Professor
of this-
Gilgenbach.
Oh, upgraded. I like that. I'll take it. Thank you.
Today we're going over current events, and like every show, we like to start off with a motivation moment.
Mhm.
Shauna, who or what are you motivating today?
Okay, so I'm motivated by it being episode 47 because there's no president.
47.
associated with the number 47.
Hey.
Run out of presidents to
Shout out to the next president,
affiliate.
Kamala Harris.
Michelle Obama's on the circuit.
She's not running.
No, I like
Next
to say that.
president, Whoopi Goldberg.
I was trying to speak that into existence.
Whoopi could run. She might win.
Should get Ted Danson to be a running mate.
Hey, now.
Is he still alive?
Is he still alive?
Still alive. He's in the show. He was just on the Good Place.
Oh.
Ted Danson from Cheers.
Oh,
He's acting all the time. He's
yes.
popping up and stuff.
He
And that was
sure is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Does he
sorry.
look
he's
like
around.
Sylvester Stallone
He
with
looks
all the
good. He
plastic
looks like a-
surgery?
virile older gentleman.
Viral. All right,
Okay,
47.
so 47, yes, and so I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna plug Shorewood.
All right, Shorewood.
Oh, all right.
Shout out to Shorewood.
Get some
I
respect.
know, put some respect on it.
Okay.
But I'm only plugging it because Shorewood is getting exclusive rights to host the screening of this documentary that was made last year called
Yeah.
Messwood. Have y'all heard about this?
Mhm.
I have not.
Yeah,
I'm
John's
sure you
heard
two
about
have.
this.
What's
I
it
heard about
about?
this today.
So Messwood is the football team that is a collaboration between a Mesmer High School where you went to
Uh-huh.
high school.
Oh, that's why it's called Mess something.
Yes,
Messwood.
Wood, and
Oh,
the Shorewood
Shorewood. Oh, wow.
High School football team.
I have to see this. I wish they would have done this documentary when I was in school.
Well,
I could be in it.
you would have played football.
Oh, I could have been like
You
a
would've been-
cheerleader
you
or
would've
something.
You would have been the water boy.
The water boy.
Towel boy. I'll bring you guys the towels in the showers.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so they have the exclusive rights to host the documentary. I think next Sunday. No, in 2 weeks
That's
at
dope.
Shorewood High School in their auditorium. The directors will be there: Brad Lichtenstein and Emily Kuster. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They're gonna be there along with some members of the football team. And so they didn't get any awards or whatever. I think it showed at film festivals all over the country, but it just follows this football team during the season before COVID. And it's just kind of showing the differences between the two schools.
Wow.
Shorewood being like one of the highest per pupil capital spending in the state versus like this private Catholic Black urban high school like
It's
right
not
across
black,
the
it's
river.
minority. They were all mixed.
They don't even
races.
say
Wow.
minority. They say
Minority.
global majority now.
Global-
Since if
yeah.
you want to be
Ooh,
politically
I like that.
correct, yes,
Global citizen.
global majority.
Look at that.
So I'm motivated by that because I think that is I don't feel like it's pandering to race relations and
Oh, it's an
whatever.
interesting story.
I think
it's
it
not-
is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
between two different schools with two different
It's the
cultures.
kind of thing where you might think like, oh yeah, that's it. But it actually happened. Like it's real. It's not like they made up a movie about this
Nope.
town where the black kids.
But they
and the white
could.
kids
That
did it,
sounds like a good storyline.
Right, it does,
for a
but it's
movie,
like
doesn't it?
actually real. So I
Yeah,
think
so
that
it
gives
should-
it all the legitimacy. Then
should be much better.
Yep. So it's
Is
showing
that
up
next week.
That's on December 11th
Okay,
at
about
2
2 weeks.
p.m. I think that's a Sunday. So I'm gonna try to be there because it's at Shorewood. And
I want to go. It's a
Support the team.
Sunday.
Yeah.
You said.
Yep,
Yeah,
Sunday,
fine,
December
because 2
11th.
Let's go together.
Let's do it. So I'm motivated by that.
And I'll take off Monday, so we can have an event of it all.
Okay, good.
Let me know.
We'll talk about it next show.
Sure, John. Who or what are you motivated
Ooh,
by?
no,
today?
see, now I was trying to remember the categories and everything. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
things I'm motivated by or things I want to
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What's your motivation?
Whatever.
moment? What is on your mind to motivate?
motivate me or to motivate others.
Whatever.
Ooh.
It could be something you're motivated by, someone or something
Something
you
you're
want to
motivated by.
motivate.
All right. Can I do a self-serving
Yes,
motivation
definitely.
by
Because
like
you're
I say,
motivating yourself could be motivating somebody else.
This is
I like
true.
that.
This
I
is
like
true.
that.
And I've got to say, we just had Thanksgiving at my school, the Adult Learning Center.
Hey.
Whoop, whoop. Adults getting GEDs. If you need a GED, look us up. alcmilwaukee.org.
Yes.
And we just had our Thanksgiving celebration last Tuesday. And I know
Okay.
it's Thanksgiving weekend, and I was like, it's my favorite part. It's always my favorite part of the year because it is a chance to really give thanks. And we used to always have a big potluck, so it was a whole, everybody who'd been there all year long.
Was it a potluck this year?
It was. See, this year it wasn't. Last year it definitely wasn't. The year before that we didn't have one. So it's like slowly coming back to be this thing where we have more and more people in person.
Okay.
But
So it wasn't a
it was-
potluck. So
it
you,
was not
you made all the
exactly.
food.
Well, we bought
So
individually
catered.
wrapped type of stuff
That's the best
for the
kind of
morning
potluck.
because my morning admin person is pretty strict and feeling pretty strongly about COVID and germs and food preparation and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So I'll give her that. But then in the evening, we're a little more lax. It's kind of like there's two shifts, and I'm there for the whole thing anyway. So
Mhm.
there's like a morning vibe and an evening vibe. So the evening vibe was always kind of like, well,
We don't
it's
care.
not that big a deal. If you brought the food, I'm guessing you didn't cough into the pan. So yeah. So then we did have like the potluck in the evening, and like my teacher brought food, students were bringing stuff. It was great. So just that whole thing motivated me. I got the chance to we give thanks, so I got to give thanks to the fact that they motivate me. Like honestly, I'm like, as we're going through this and trying to find money and do all the things we got to do to run a nonprofit, it's like it's not agonizing work because it's truly motivating to see that people want to be here so badly that they'll do whatever it takes. They'll get vaccinated even if it's scary to get vaccinated. They'll wear masks when it's necessary. They'll let me get that. I want to get that paper and I want to move on. I got things I want to do. And if you people are actually here to help me, then
That's dope.
I'm down for it. So that yeah.
Motivate. Shout out to them.
Education by any means necessary.
That's right.
That's what's been getting.
A 76-year-old woman just graduated with her master's. No. Yeah, with her master's.
Really?
76.
Wow.
Never too late.
It sure isn't.
If I ever try to get a master's, I'll probably be about 76. I think I've got like one graduate credit.
Why don't you do it?
76.
There's not a whole lot of benefit in the.
I'm kind of scared to do anything
anyway.
with school until this whole
Mhm.
forgiveness thing is done, which I got approved for, mind you.
Yeah, I got that
my
email
approval.
too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just still halted right now, but I got the approval, so
Yeah.
y'all can't make me pay nothing. I got
Right.
approved for this.
Well, I think
Good.
it's going to be postponed
Supposed to
until
get
Yeah, it's
It'll
gonna be
get
postponed,
waived.
and then they're gonna waive it. So I'm not even worried about it. I promise you, I'm not. I mean, I haven't been to school in 20 years. Come on now. What I'm motivated by is just telling people, strong people that are making it day by day, to keep going, stay strong. We deal with a lot of stress, a lot of situations in our personal and daily lives, and we just take a licking and keep on ticking. So I just want to motivate people to just stay strong and keep going. Cry those tears, get upset, hit the pillow, scream into the pillow, cry in your shower, take on a long time, take a walk, do something, but keep going.
It's okay to cry.
It is definitely okay to cry. Even though I have to tell myself that to make myself cry, because sometimes I'm like, it's okay to cry, it's okay, cry. And I cry at the most weird times, like when I'm in the car by myself and a song come on, then I'll start crying. Or if I'm watching TV and something sad comes on,
not even
I'll
something
just
sad.
break
I'll be
down and
crying
cry.
like, I'm watching videos about like cleaning your house and how like, how it's gonna. People have this whole emotional breakthrough about how good they feel. Like, oh, I never thought it'd be this good, and I'm crying for them. Like, oh, I'm so proud of you. You cleaned your
so
kitchen.
tender-hearted.
Oh, that's what gets me.
My boyfriend told me he was just crying about watching Lizzo's new special on HBO.
Oh,
Lizzo, I
yeah.
Love You. He was
okay.
like, it was so touching. I said, I can imagine.
Yeah.
'Cause it would just be so meaningful because we've never had a Lizzo before.
Yeah.
What fat dancing woman who's fat and who's happy with being herself, calls herself fat, is big like that? Nobody. Can you remember somebody?
What about they were proud of being fat? Like it was just like,
Yeah, like I'm a fat girl. Here I am. Hear me roar. I don't think we've ever had a Lizzo before.
not Queen
Maybe
Latifah.
No, she wasn't saying I'm fat.
She wasn't saying, but she wasn't like, I feel like she was like, hey,
Because
I'm not
Lizzo
gonna,
took
I
the
am who I
shame
am.
out
I'm
of
not
fat,
gonna,
you know?
my
Right.
body is what it is.
That's right.
She wasn't
Yeah.
calling herself fat, but she also wasn't like, I'm trying to get skinny or
Right. Or she wasn't trying to
comparing
show
herself or-
herself.
right. Yeah. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, this is my body, but I'm
What
here
you
to
say
rap.
trying to show herself for? You have a problem with what Lizzo's showing?
Not just
No,
Lizzo.
no, but there's a different
I think it's
motivation.
all a little-
Not just Lizzo. Whoa.
I think it's all a
Whoa.
little much these days. but-
Really?
I mean, you know.
Well, you know, Shana is a
What? I will what?
a bit of a prude. I'm joking.
Okay.
She's the furthest thing from a prude.
Oh.
I'd like to say. She's actually a grape. A black seedless grape. At that.
Are you saying that because I look like a Black Panther today?
No, I'm saying that because you have a lot of layers.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right about that.
A lot of layers.
But anyway,
And they're juicy.
Ooh.
Speaking of being brought to tears, did you probably already did. You already talk about Black Panther? Girl,
Oh,
Black
we're
Panther,
gonna
girl,
talk
Black
about-
Panther. I've been talking about this all Thanksgiving
We
weekend.
can.
Yeah, we can. But
Oh.
I have
Oh,
something
I
in
did not
my.
know.
Download.
I got something in my
Okay.
menu questions.
I'm
about.
Well, let's
I did
just
not know
get-
I need tissues
That is okay.
Yeah.
for some Black Panther. I knew it was going to be respectful. And
Well, let's get it off our
Oh,
chest.
shit,
It's
but I
time
was
for our
just like,
downloads,
ooh.
y'all.
Okay.
There is so much going on in our world today, in our city today. Let's just start off with the thing that I think is impacting us all, mostly like the Colorado shooting that happened last week. Right before Thanksgiving, we lost 5 people. Injured, was it 21 people that were injured?
Yeah.
And then to hear that a black man, one of whom which was the person who was an ex-Navy, was it Marine?
Oh, he was Black?
Yeah, he was black.
Oh, wow.
He's in the hospital now. He was one of the people that tackled the gunman.
Yeah,
along
hit him
the
with his
other-
own gun.
Yeah, and,
Wow.
along with the other, the father who was there
Right.
supporting his
He was-
son,
yep, I saw
doing
that.
Oh,
drag for the first
wow.
time. Yeah, it was. It
didn't
was
know
a
about
lot.
that.
It was crazy.
And I was just, and somebody had just said, one of my friends was saying, like, we are LGBTQIPA. People are getting to a point where it's like, we know violence on violence doesn't help a situation, but it's like, come up in here and fuck with us, we gonna fuck you up. Basically, that's what it was like.
Mhm.
Yeah,
like-
well, not even that. I mean, it was definitely defense. at that
Yeah, it was
point. I
defense,
mean, we
but
didn't
like,
kill anybody. But
It's like, stop, enough is enough.
Oh,
You come in
yeah.
here and
Right,
shoot,
right,
we
right,
gonna do
right.
something, take
Yeah.
this gun from you and beat your ass. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that he looked as good as he looked.
right.
Only one eye was black. Had it have been me,
Mhm.
I would have broke his nose, like his teeth would be gone.
Mhm.
Both of his eyes would have been closed. Like, it would have been like, no way that they could have stopped me.
Maybe people are prepared for mass shootings now. Maybe we're like
I think
mentally.
mentally,
in a
I think we're
place.
desensitized.
Not
to
prepared.
it.
I mean, you're never
No, but
prepared.
I
you're
think it's desensitized.
Yeah, but I hear people say things like, "Oh, well, I don't want to go to this thing because of mass shoot. I don't want to go to this
That's how I
the
feel.
sporting events because somebody might start shooting." Like, we're hyper aware of it.
Mhm.
But I wonder if that hyper awareness has also made us not freeze when it actually occurs,
Like
you know?
you've thought about it, so
Right.
you're kind of like, well, if I would do this, I'd spring into action. Or if you see it, you know what's happening. You're like,
Mhm.
it's almost like you're a little more ready for it,
Mhm.
which is pretty crazy.
His name was
I don't
Thomas
know.
James.
But that dude was a trained military guy too.
yeah,
I mean,
Navy.
Oh, the
Yeah.
one who fought back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
both of them really.
Yeah, the father was too. I think he
Yeah.
was an ex-military.
He was the one who did the
ex-police
whole
officer,
interview.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was military too.
Okay.
He said all his training came back, and and he kind of
Wow.
talked about that, how he was in such a rage, and he was saying like that he wanted to kill this person, but that he like restrained himself to the point where like he knew how to use deadly force, and he didn't. Do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They did have to take homie to the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you see him? Like, one of his eyes was
No,
closed.
I didn't
The-
see anything.
They said one of the drag queens was hitting him in the head with her heel, and that was a big
That-
ass
ooh,
shoe.
yeah.
And that heel hurt.
Like, he didn't
And I hope
pierce
she
the brain
did
hole.
her damage on him.
Yeah.
And then his father. Did y'all see the interview with his father?
The shooter's
The
father.
shooter's
Yes,
father?
the shooter's father. This ignorant. I could say so many words about this man, but the man said the only thing he was worried about was his son gay.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
And as long as he wasn't, that's all he was worried about. So I'm thinking, so you
Not that he
just
shot,
said this
like,
man killed
20
all
people or
these
whatever.
people.
He killed 5
Yeah.
people, right?
5
Yeah.
people,
Shot, right?
injured
Shot up
21
The
people.
whole
Mhm.
place. Yeah.
Mhm.
he's now a terrorist, basically. And when he goes to jail, people in jail aren't going to stop and be nice to him.
Right. Because
and all you were worried about was he gay? If he's not, when he's doing his life in jail, he may be. He has no other choice but to be. So the father was only worried about him being gay. That to me just
not
said
to judge,
like,
but that kind of says like he probably like
that's what I'm saying.
The environment he was
gay,
right?
And
this is
I thought the same
the influence
thing.
he had. This is the energy he had coming at him. So he was doing everything he could probably to suppress it and keep it in. And look how it came out.
And there's still no motive, really, right? I mean, he's not talking.
Well, if you listen to the interview with his father, that's the motive: mental health.
Yeah.
Via parenting.
Yeah. I think we're always trying to find a motive when these mass shootings happen.
There is no motive,
but it's not like a direct like, oh, this guy said this to me,
right?
And then I went and then I shot all
or
these
the
people.
Drag queen or this transgender woman tricked me and I didn't know it was a guy. I didn't know it was technically,
happened. We want like a beginning and a middle and an end. But it's a whole mentality or lifetime or whatever was going into like this person's mental state, and it sounds like it was a suppressive parent,
it's
home to grow up in.
And then his father was a drug addict, and I'm sure they lived in a trailer park. Not that all trailer park people are bad. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But no, that was a crazy thing. And did you guys hear about Trump versus Kanye?
Oh boy.
Kanye, Trump are into it.
Of course that was going to happen.
Of course.
The biggest egomaniacs in the country.
And I'm thinking, because this man said something about Jewish people, now Trump is like, oh, I got to stay back from you. You going to take my money away. I can't deal with you. Distance myself from you. And I wonder how Kanye feels about that. Like, you did this and destroyed your whole culture's opinion of you by supporting this man who you know is a racist bigot. But then now he's into it with you and calling you the person that brought this racist to his dinner. It's like crazy.
Kanye's doing stuff to stay in the news cycle.
Yeah, they both are.
Yeah, that's all they're doing.
It's sick.
Yeah, it is. And we're sick for, watching it. And it's on the front cover of, all the major news sources. And that's what they want, to keep their names relevant.
It's kind of pointless to me, though, because it's like, Kanye did an interview, and I think we talked about this the last time. Like, we will never understand his problems because he's a billionaire. Trump was a billionaire. These are problems that we will never understand.
Was Trump declared a billionaire?
I think he was a billionaire at one point, probably like in the 80s, right?
I don't know.
A very wealthy man.
Yeah, very wealthy. I don't know if he's a billionaire.
Probably not.
Multi-millionaire.
Multi-millionaire.
And that's still questionable because we still haven't seen his tax return.
And we won't see him.
All these rich guys are broke as hell.
And I was
talking about all that.
Shout out to Mandela Burns who got that Trump. Right. That Trumpness. He ain't showing his taxes. Shoot. Not until Trump show his. I wish I could do it. No, I'm just showing.
Okay.
I'm just saying that. And then I heard about the kidnappings in Ethiopia. Did y'all hear about that?
No.
Yes, like people, like tourists are getting kidnapped in Ethiopia and held for ransom. It is scary out here. I don't want to travel anywhere. The girl in Mexico, the Shaquilla Robinson girl.
That was so sad.
How did your daughter feel about that? Did your daughter have your kids? Did they have anything to say?
To her. I would love to talk to her about it because she was the first person I thought about.
Yeah.
When I heard about the story. But I have family members who are pretty obsessed with it because it's, seriously, because the TikTok algorithm has it everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
but you know what? Without Black Twitter, let's say, in TikTok, her story will probably go unheard.
Well, sure.
A number of people die in Mexico. Black people, different races die from America all the time, but we never hear about it. So I'm glad that they're hearing about it.
I know. And it's so unfortunate that she had to die by the hands of other Black people and whatever,
Her so-called friends is the sad part.
Yeah. I know that was kind of the talk of the table during Thanksgiving in our family for sure, and I don't know how to make sense of that, but it's big news. And I wonder if the mass media news sites picked it up because it was generated through social media.
Because if social media did not pick it up, if the Twitterscape did not pick it up and they weren't tweeting about it and putting people into it, tweeting the police, tweeting people in government, if they weren't doing those things, this probably wouldn't go heard.
Well, do you think we're in the age now where that's happening? Where social media is influencing what goes out in mass media? Like I'm thinking about Gabby Pietro. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah,
the woman whose boyfriend killed her.
I didn't get into
and
that.
She was an influencer, and she got killed by her boyfriend. Even he, didn't admit.
They were riding in a
they were in the RV and documenting their life out of a van.
That was crazy,
right? So I wonder if we'll see more of that, or if that kind of toes the line of journalistic integrity and what is just what the algorithm says is important, or what people believe is important.
You call some deep thought and questions.
I don't know. I mean, but I got a question. What's put out in the Times, in the Post,
that's the truth.
Wall Street Journal.
Well, they're using it too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been seeing interviews with different journalists and things lately, and about what's his nuts, Elon buying Twitter, and how that's going to affect everything, and selling the check marks and all that. And the viewpoint I hear from journalists most often is basically like, if it gets to the point where it seems like it's no longer a reliable sources of like information, of like finding what really is trending versus what's just being pumped up, for financial gain to be trending, then that's when people will fall away from it. But they're saying that politicians and news outlets will stay on Twitter until it becomes clear that it's like, no, this is just like people who are bought and paid for opinions. These aren't real trends. These aren't real. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So,
and that's I think that's where we have to be careful with that, like how social media influences the news, because there's just so many different people who can say something about a
cancel
case.
culture.
Yeah, that, and also things are put out there by so many different sources. Everybody's a journalist. Everybody,
a story can be carried and be a lie. If 50 people retweet it, now it's the truth. So you can't even back your truth up no more.
If you're just like, the top 5 things are the top news stories of the day, and then you're like, wait a minute, that's going at it backwards here.
I'm worried about that.
Yeah, that's not what the people I saw were saying, but that's kind of like the logical. Well, what makes now we got to trust that these news sources are not going to do that, right? They're saying, oh no, that's when we go into action and do our news thing.
Sometimes
do our due diligence, which you hope is true.
Exactly.
But like you said, New York Times, all these folks, they're using sources. They're using whatever sources come with the stories. They want to do what's popular and what's going to sell paper.
Grasping for straws.
That's nothing new. So
Interesting.
Shana, what are you downloading?
Oh, you still got you're done with your
I'm
current
done with
events?
my download.
Okay.
I got that off my chest.
Okay,
I just knew you weren't going to cover those topics because
I know. I thought about them. I thought about them, but I wanted to go in a different direction.
I know you. I know. 20 years plus. I know you.
I like how you always say that like it's news. I thought I'd take this in a different direction. I know we had instructions and an outline to follow.
Well, I want to take it in. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Hot. Okay. So I thought I'd go in a different direction, and I was wondering if you heard about these current events. I know this is like kind of the theme. We're talking about current events, but I wanted to kind of call this like shit you probably don't care about, but should.
Okay.
All right. So then
this is a good topic for me.
I'll tell you what you should care about, and you can tell me whether or not you do or you don't. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so
John's gonna care about way more than me.
And don't feel like you have to care about it just because. Don't feel like you have to care about it just because it's all
because you care about it.
Yeah, because
deeply.
it's.
I want bullshit.
You're passionate about
because it's impactful, right? Or because I care about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first thing is, have y'all heard about COP27?
No.
Have you heard about COP20?
No, I feel like no.
I think Cops needs to be on 27th Street so I can get a burger.
I remember when Cops was on 24, my 24, a couple times a night.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
What is COP27?
So COP stands for Conference of the Parties of the UNFCCC. And it just ended last week It's the climate talks,
Okay.
and they were in. Look at your face.
Climate talks. Focus on that part.
You look like that.
I know. I heard climate. I said, okay.
You look
right,
like that
we're back
meme where
in.
the math equations are going past the lady face.
What? I don't get it. Oh, my port is still up here. Okay.
Okay, so they took place in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. They ended November 20th.
I had a Sharm el Sheikh at the drive-through.
Right? I thought it was a shake.
At
Sharm el Sheikh.
Limited-
On
limited time
27th
only.
Street.
Get it before the end of November. Sharm el Sheikh at
Sharm el
McDonald's.
Sheikh. Available now through March.
Okay, stop. Anyway,
Sharm
so
el
anyway,
Sheikh,
okay,
Egypt.
this is
Got chocolate
important.
chips and melted Sharmo.
This is important because
All right.
it's about the climate and global warming, and they are trying to come to they're trying to come to an agreement about how to pay poor countries for the impact of the harm caused by all of this pollution we put out as more developed countries. So
the things we're doing are affecting
them
disproportionately,
and
they're not even doing it.
Right.
And they don't have the resources to clean it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what about
Exactly.
Dubai building stuff from the ocean floor?
Well, that's an example of someone that's a
That's
maker,
right.
a creator
Okay.
of problem.
That's
but if
right.
it drifts over to Ethiopia and
Which
then
it
it falls
does.
out on their crops and then there's famine there, it's like, well, you just fucked us from Dubai over here
Yeah,
or
that's right.
whatever, France or US.
And we got
whatever.
mudslides and
Right.
acid
Yes.
rain,
Tidal
whatever else.
waves and all
Yeah,
this,
that's
like,
right.
yeah, unseasonal weather.
Mm-hmm. And we
So who's
can't.
gonna-
What are we gonna do about it?
No
even-
snow in Wisconsin in the winter.
I hope
Yeah.
not.
Thank you.
So, but they did end up establishing a fund to compensate these countries. That was like the one thing that came out of this conference. So, do y'all care or
All
not?
right.
Are we one of those countries who are going to get those funds?
No, because
No,
Then I don't
we paying out.
We're the biggest
out.
contributors.
I don't give a shit.
We're not the biggest.
Okay, you don't give a shit. Tyler doesn't
We're
give a
not the
shit.
biggest. People always say we're not.
What do you think? Do
People
you
will yell
care?
at you if you're like, oh, well, actually, we're not the biggest. It's China, but we're in the top three. So
Definitely in the top
argue
three.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, people who are listening who are not in the U.S. I do care.
Okay.
Yes. No, I care. I forgot. It's like I'm 27. I heard that in the news a few times this week. But yeah,
Yes.
no. So that I do.
Yep.
That's a messed up problem. That's
Never
one of those
heard
things
of
that we wouldn't have
Prop
thought
27.
ahead about.
Mhm.
But now that we're thinking about it, it's like, well, yes, we have to. That
Child, I thought that was a
all the sense.
RoboCop movie.
And we can all contribute to a decrease in
Well,
our
yeah.
carbon
Global warming.
footprint.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely
Yes, we
can. I
can.
try to recycle,
We could talk about that a whole nother show.
even though recycling does not help. But we'll
Right.
talk about that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole other.
Okay, the next thing that you probably don't care about, but you should. A study came out. The National Institute of Environmental Health Scientists put out the study. They studied over 33,000 women in the U.S. between the ages of 35 and 74, and they found that hair straightening chemicals are associated with higher cancer, uterine
Mhm.
cancer rates.
Yeah, I saw that because they're
Yep.
suing like OPEX or something. It's a hair brand company that's being sued for that.
That's right. So
Yeah.
it contributes to uterine cancer and breast cancer.
And that's
Ooh.
like perms.
Hair relaxers.
Yeah.
Yep. All
Yeah.
those.
That's why a
chemicals.
lot of girls are going natural now. Since I work at the salon, I should know this. But
Yeah.
a lot
Oh,
of
yes.
girls are going natural and wearing
There you
wigs more.
So yeah. So then you
Yeah.
care, right?
I do care.
Yeah.
I do care
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
that. That's
Mhm.
something I care about, and I
Okay.
knew about that actually.
So
John, did you know?
I knew there was an uptick in the trend of what they call it,
Natural hair.
protective hairstyles.
Oh.
What's going on with
That's
this
been sometimes called. Yeah.
mesophilic? No, not mesophilioma.
no, I didn't know
Camp
about
Lejeune.
oh Lord, isn't that?
I didn't
Something
know about
with the
this story,
drinking
so now I'm on
water?
board. I care.
Yes, good.
That's
I don't know
messed up.
about that.
Drinking
You
water.
also
in
have good
Camp
hair,
Lejeune?
right? With Chris
Yeah.
Rock?
I
Yeah.
didn't see
We've
it, but-
known it was bad.
Yeah.
So now
Mhm.
if there's like it's very, very clear that it's causing cancer, that's like the worst. So yeah.
But did Chris Rock take the angle of like health?
No,
Or
I
did
think
he take
He
the angle
showed
of
how
like
like if you put
whiteness?
relaxer on like a piece of steak, it like burns a hole through it. I mean,
Oh,
it
he
was like
did.
this
Oh,
is these are
wow.
toxic chemicals that
Okay,
we're
so
putting
he
on our
did that.
scalp.
I got to go back to that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got criticized recently for that
Yeah,
documentary.
he like
for some
did a
reason.
blind thing where he took it to a lab and just said like this, study this, is it good for you or bad for you? And they're like, oh, this is bad for all these chemical reasons. Like it would be okay to put this on your hair or your skin. They're like, no, never. And he's like, would you be shocked if I told you this?
And
is
black people aren't the only people
relaxer?
that get perms.
No, I know. So I don't know if this was just black women that they studied.
Right.
I think that
It
they
was just
studied
a perm.
yeah,
the
just
chemicals.
chemicals. I think
Because
you know,
have you
I mean, it is
smelled a
yeah.
perm for
it's
non-minorities?
So, oh no, I have
It
not.
smells
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Like 10,000 boiled rotten eggs.
I'm sure it's the same chemical. Yeah. It's not good.
So bad.
And for
we doing
what?
Master Salon Celebrity Status Mayfair.
You still do? Y'all still do relax?
Who
is still getting okay? No judgment.
So cute though.
No judgment.
Short style, perm
like that. Okay,
top,
I
curly
see.
hair. So cute.
Yeah, I see.
So cute.
Okay, so let me get through this list. Do y'all care about the end of affirmative action potentially? Have you heard about this? So the Supreme Court is in session. They're hearing cases about how affirmative action is racial discrimination against certain groups. And they're going to end affirmative action, meaning that you cannot consider a person's race as a factor in deciding whether or not they should be accepted to a university.
Okay.
This is particularly related to like Ivy League schools, Harvard, and UNC.
Is it just for schools or is it going to trickle down to like
it will. I
think it's going to trickle down.
Sure.
Yeah. I think, and this is going to sound so crazy, and I said this before, I think all of our rights are kind of being stripped away, and slavery time is being rethought of in a different way. And I only say that because I just watched this movie Alice with Keke Palmer about the lady who didn't know she was a free slave in the 60s and 70s and she was still a slave. Her name was like May something. I didn't even know.
In the 60s?
I knew,
like the 1960s.
Yeah, in the 1960s. She thought she was a slave until 1963.
And it's a true story?
It's a true story. Look it up.
Okay.
True story.
Right.
It's a good movie.
Alice.
Called Alice.
Okay.
With Keke Palmer.
What'd you see it on? What'd you watch it on?
Either one of those apps. Netflix.
All right.
Probably Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
It's called Alice. HBO Max. There you go.
Oh,
with Keke Palmer, it's called Alice, and it's about this woman who thought she was a slave and she wasn't. But anyway, it just makes me think that they're taking our freedoms away. First of all, they took abortion rights away, which opens up the door to a lot of other rights being taken away. They are trying to take away our LGBTQI rights. We can be fired for being who we are. I mean, I just kind of think it's getting back to maybe not slavery, but maybe like a Handmaid's Tale. We're going to be living in what's this place called in Handmaids? He wants to create the new Babylon, but it's not. It's
damn.
I don't
know. What is it called?
I read the book. That's a long time ago.
Look at you, book readers. What is it called? What is the place in Handmaid called, Tom?
Handmaidian and
what? It's called
Handmaidian.
It's not America. It's not Canada. Handmaidian.
Handville.
No, it is called
Shana's
looking for it. The place that they've called America.
I'm looking it up.
But I just think all our liberties
it's called Gilead.
Gilead. I think they're trying to turn us into Gilead slowly but surely. And if we don't wake up and vote, that's what's gonna happen.
Okay. Well, so you care about this? Then?
I definitely care about that.
You care about it?
100%. Yeah, no, I agree with Tyler. I was going to say, it's like a totally bonkers, bizarro world situation where like we ended slavery legally, created some laws and structure to say like, hey, we're going to recognize the fact that minorities have been underserved since the beginning. So let's at least take a peek. And if it's, as Chris Rock said, right. If nobody should have an unfair advantage over anybody else, but if it's a tie, fuck them. So just give people the chance and give underrepresented minorities a chance. And now the Supreme Court of the United States is saying that's unfair to white people,
who is basically white,
majority, to the people who have had the representation. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
And it's led by a black Supreme Court justice.
Exactly. Well, don't even get me started on that guy.
Yeah, right.
He wants to take a look at interracial marriage. Like he basically threw that out there. Oh, gay rights, interracial, all this. Like, you are interracial marriage.
Right. I was going to say, marriage is. This stuff is crazy that these people are given power, right, and money,
and that these
are making these.
And this is the party that's all about like the government is too much in your life. You need to have your own personal freedoms, and it's all about setting up these restrictive laws and taking away freedoms.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
If I were
bonkers
administrating woman, I would be so scared.
I don't understand how people vote for these people.
Yes, me either.
I definitely care about that one. Okay, so how about I'm throwing this out there. You probably don't know about these next two topics.
Okay.
Have y'all heard about the protests in Iran?
I have, because I actually have
I heard a little bit about it today.
That I've known for a long time. It's Iranian.
Yep. So they are there's a crackdown on protesters. They're killing people. Started with this woman,
Yeah, I heard
Masa
about that.
Amini, who died in police custody because she didn't have her headscarf on correctly. Thousands of people have been arrested and killed, even children. So is that something we should care
Scary.
about? I know sometimes in America we're like,
Yes.
we don't really know about
Yes.
Iran. Like nobody.
Because that's where this is going. Really,
Yeah.
you know, if they're going to
Interesting.
restrict what can be done in the name of like
we're turning
freedom
into these
and
third world countries.
safety. Yeah, it's that goes
Excellent
real quick.
point. I didn't think about that. How about, have y'all heard about the World Cup in Qatar? Qatar?
Qatar.
No,
Only
what's the
because
World-
my kids.
Is the World Cup the driving thing?
No.
What's the World
So
Cup?
obviously
driving
Tyler
thing.
does not care about
That's
this.
the Autobahn. No,
No.
that's the no.
What's the World Cup?
It's footy.
It's football,
Football,
Oh, football.
but not football.
like soccer, football.
Oh, I was gonna say hockey next. Don't they get a cup
That's
in
the Stanley
hockey?
Cup.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, they
okay.
get that
I was
cup.
close.
You're right. You're right.
People are salty about it being in Qatar because
Where is Qatar?
It's in the Middle East.
it's in the Middle East.
It's
They
in the Middle-
right,
By
so
Dubai and then
over there,
a
all up
rich-
in there.
A rich government.
Right, they
run
are,
by,
but they're
like,
very
a family,
what do you call it?
family.
What do you call the type of government where women are seen as
Well, they're fundamentalists.
less than, or,
Ah.
yeah, they discriminate against women. So sex outside of marriage is banned for women. They can only marry with permission from a male family member. They have restrictions on whether or not they can study or drive or
Can't drive a car.
travel.
There was a girl who she would do YouTube videos of herself driving on the street, like, yeah, I'm breaking the law.
that's right.
She's
They-
still like in a full face burqa. And
Yep,
stuff,
and they
but it's
have
just
to be
like-
covered,
Yep.
you know. And so women who go to the World
It's
Cup,
too hot over there.
That's all,
they
yeah.
don't care. So women who are going to the World Cup have to be, even if, no matter if you're there from there or not, you have to be covered. Your head has to be covered.
Even the athletes.
Even like if I had to
No,
go,
it's
my
men.
Black
It's
American
the men's
self,
World Cup.
I would have to
Women's one's
wear.
separate.
I have to have my head
Oh,
covered.
okay.
Yeah,
Really?
Oh, football.
yeah. That's what I
Sorry.
thought that's what they're saying. Right.
I guess I haven't really seen any.
Yeah, so
footage
they're
of
just
that.
saying that the World Cup, like FIFA, is supposed to care about human rights, but they're having the World Cup in Qatar, and it's just a whole
Qatar
thing.
gave some good money.
Mhm,
Okay.
World
Exactly.
Cup.
See, and that's everybody knows that. And they're like,
Everybody
no, that's
knows
not what
that.
it's about.
Yeah, right. So
They
y'all,
paid some good money.
Well, the big thing that I heard about was like 2 days before the first game, before they
Mhm.
started. Up until then, they had been setting up vendors, you know, with food and drinks, and they had Budweiser as a major sponsor, so they had all these Bud tents all over the grounds where it was going to be. And 48 hours before the first game, FIFA announced that we're not going to have alcohol sales, but because alcohol sales are illegal in Qatar,
right? That's right.
and all along they've been like, oh yeah, what about this? Like, people drink when they watch soccer, so what are you going to do? And they're like, oh, it's fine, you know, we'll work it out. It's not a problem. You know, we're progressive. We're not like that. And then 48 hours before the event started, this world event every 4 years, they're like, hey, yeah, no booze at the games or on the grounds, and take down all these red tents. You can sell non-alcoholic beer.
Oh wow.
Oh,
And
that's
that's
gonna
it.
give you
Oh,
gas.
Yeah, I guess you can buy like drinks at like in bars in fancy hotels, basically for very high prices. But other than that, they're like, no, it's like we don't do that here.
Yeah, I'm not sure
They
how
got
much I
some
care
money
about this
to-
issue, but
To
yeah.
negate the money
Yep.
that they lost, I can.
No, I mean it's
guarantee you
yeah,
that.
like as a sport, I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't care.
right. But it's like big news.
But it is crazy, yeah. And it's like, and it's interesting because it seems like people had said this a while back. From what I'm reading now, I don't know shit about
Mhm.
soccer, but it seems
Like,
like
why are
people
they
were
having
like,
it there?
"Why are you having it there? You know how they are."
Mhm,
And
mhm.
they're like, no, we're cool. And like now that it's happening, like they're being exactly the way people thought
Exactly.
they would and worried that they would.
And it's splashed all over the headlines.
And it's all
everywhere.
it's news. It's world news because
Those
other
jerks.
countries care about this.
So Tyler obviously doesn't care about this because.
Kinda down.
Okay,
Not
two
about
more. These are local
Okay.
issues.
Local.
So Milwaukee has broken its annual homicide rate for the third year in a row. Have y'all
We're
heard
at
about this?
600.
No, we're at 197 for the year, and last year it was 196
Wow,
And
Yeah.
it's only November.
homicides. Right? That's only November.
that's sad.
That's we obviously care
It was a
about that,
whole
right?
mess.
That's Wisconsin, or is that just
That's
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee. So
Just
what?
Milwaukee.
Wow.
And I'm sure you understand. You know what's the cause of the
Shooting.
deaths for sure, and what side of town?
North
Of
side.
course. Yep. So
The
sad.
north side that you two stay on. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
damn right. Ooh, ooh.
I'm
Down the other night. Did you see
joshing.
that one the other night?
What?
It was,
No,
like through the neighborhood. They caught him at the end of
I didn't see that.
Sydney, where the bike trail starts.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
It was like,
Yeah.
it was lights and sirens past my house on my little street that goes nowhere.
Wow.
There was already a thing where like somebody got basically tried to run from the cops in our little neighborhood, got stuck because they like were going in circles and couldn't get out.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. That was a kid,
like
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
But
sure
then
one of
this
the
was
kids
I
was.
had him in my class.
I don't know what
What?
the initiation was, but yeah, some people were running and people jumped out of cars. And I got one of those little scanner apps. I like called it up on the scanner, and they're like, okay, we got the third guy, in the high grass, at this address. So I put that address in Google Maps, and it's like basically the last house at the end of that street before the bike trail starts.
Oh wow!
Jon is an investigator.
Wow.
I don't hear like there's no high speed chase in my. There's nowhere to go. Like
what the hell is happening?
Like 2 blocks long, and then you got to stop
Yeah.
and turn somewhere. You can't even get over 30 miles an hour.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was just like
I always get lost.
6 or 7, cars like.
Scared.
These cars going by, and I'm
Your whole
like, there's
neighborhood
nothing
was
up
out.
there.
Like,
There's
what's
a dead
going
end,
on?
and there was a dead end. Yeah.
Right. And the police over in that suburb of the city
They try to
are
take
no
people
joke.
down.
No.
Yeah.
You're pretty close to the station at that point.
That's
Yeah,
a
you
SWAT
are.
team
Quick.
over
No,
there.
seriously,
They're
they're
real quick.
yeah, they do. It's a lot of them. They have a lot of resources, and they
It's usually
just
fire trucks that I see.
Mhm.
I had a neighbor that was kind of sickly and had paramedics called often, so there's that. But you don't see like high speed vehicles or police really.
I have a client who's a police officer, and they were telling me that I don't even know if I should say it. Well, I'm not saying their name, and I haven't even said their.
That's right.
I'm just gonna say them.
Client
And
A.
they
Mhm.
have told me that there has been direction given to not, like high speed chases. Those things aren't important.
Aren't important.
Aren't important. Like they're going after gun violence and like violence and stuff like that. So it's like those things.
Yeah, not like chase.
Yeah, not like stealing cars.
Traffic chase.
Yeah, not a traffic chase, not stolen cars.
There was a Milwaukee police chief who ended that. What was his name? I don't remember before. He ended that, and then they had to reinstate it.
Reinstate it. Somebody got killed in the
all
chase.
crazy.
Yeah,
that was Cowboy Guy.
So they're really caring about the big ticket items.
Yeah.
It's
that
sad
and it's
to
a safety
say.
thing too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading this whole thing about the thing where they make you spin out and how like you're,
Oh, really?
you're not supposed to do that. Well, that the safest, whatever. If you do it at a high speed, it can cause serious injury or death, right? Like you're supposed to do it at like 30 miles an hour, then you'll spin out and you can catch the guy. But like there was all this footage of cops that had done it at like 100 miles an hour.
Oh,
and
wow.
like both cars just
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary because those
like
particles can fly anyway.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, and that was it. It was like the number of people that had died in the last several years from that. It was, some of them were the people who were driving, but some were the cops who were chasing them, and some were, one was a completely innocent bystander who was just standing there, got hit with something.
Looking, being nosy.
Not even, just like it goes down so fast. They're just like,
wow.
Y'all know, I heard a story of a girl who was in her bed asleep. Some boys was outside shooting, and they were looking for her the whole day, and they didn't know she was dead in her bed till the next morning. I said all that to say, you can be sleeping in your own bed comfortable, and people outside acting stupid.
Yeah.
And you get shot.
Gun violence is a problem in the city.
And bullets don't have a name on them.
And the homicide rate was going down for 3 years before that, and now it's going back up. So of course, Cavalier Johnson's on the the mic talking about what he's trying to do, and he thinks it's related to the pandemic and poverty and all these other things, which very well could be.
Prices going up.
All that. So hopefully we'll see a change in 2023, which is right around the corner.
A month away.
That's right. Okay, last one.
Okay.
Have you all heard about these forever chemicals?
Forever chemicals? I thought you were talking about forever roses.
No. So
forever pool.
The journal Sentinel is kind of questionable. I don't love them, but I do subscribe because I want to know what's going on in the community.
Journal Sentinel?
They're kind of they're kind of questionable. They take a certain spin on things that sometimes I don't understand. But anyway, they did this study of 40 homes in the state, and they sent samples to labs, like the water from the tap, and they found that 30% of the homes had at least one forever chemical compound.
Whoa!
So these are like substances that have been like a health risk nationwide, and they found them in like the farthest parts of the world, like these plastics and stuff like that. So I didn't see, there were none present in Milwaukee and southeastern Wisconsin, but some of these other places, we just got others issue. Lead.
Not crypto, like not the kids crypto.
Lead.
We got the old school crypto.
We got other issues, not plastic. So,
Yeah.
do y'all care about forever chemicals?
Man,
I've probably been breathing them in.
yeah, I feel like
And I use bleach a lot, so
whenever I hear water news, it's always depressing. I'm just like,
Mm,
come on, it's water.
I
We
know.
can't drink the water.
I know.
a lot of
Did you
stuff.
see where they're putting all that? They were knocking down those towers in one part of town and knocking all that dust and
Oh,
shit
it's
onto
like
the neighborhood.
asbestos or something.
whatever. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
they were
like
knocking
lead,
down. I'm trying to think.
maybe.
It was like West Milwaukee, and
Yeah,
then
that makes
across the
sense.
street, they were, this 100-year-old factory.
Mhm.
All the dust and stuff is settling on people's cars and their
man.
homes, and clearly it's in the air. They're breathing it, but like after a day or two, it's to the point where it's thick on the cars.
Mm-mm.
And because it was literally across the street in a different jurisdiction, they were like, well, we got to. It's not our deal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Interesting.
It's not our big deal.
Yeah,
We don't have
we're
anything
just
to
gonna-
do with it.
In 10 years, when people get
Mhm.
mesothelioma and we
Mhm.
get sued, then we'll care.
Have you drank the water? Have you drank the water in Milwaukee? If so,
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oof.
I drink bottled water. Not
Yeah.
bottle. I have like one of those.
I drink
things.
bottled water, but I
Filter.
drink
I
the
fil-
fountain water.
Yeah,
I'll
I got
filter it.
filter or
I
like
drink a lot of water.
We
from
went to
water.
the filtering place. We saw how it was filtered, guys. Why are you?
This is
acting
true.
so
No, I
brand
know.
new?
We got
Yeah,
some of the
but
best water in the
We
country.
do. We
we
have some
do.
of the best water in the country.
That's right.
They
Yep.
sell our water as bottled water in different places, and people don't know that.
Ooh.
Well,
That's
you know,
because we have that filtration system.
well, fresh water is a whole other topic.
Since
and
cryptosporidium.
I don't know if we really
Crypto.
understand how important it is, but so that's
I
my
do.
download. Thank y'all for participating.
No, that was wonderful. It was more of a question and answer download.
You know,
I like that.
I
That's
still have more
spicy.
questions.
Let's
ready-
jump
are we
into
ready
our
for
questions.
questions?
Yay!
Hey.
I have a question for you.
You're gonna have some random ass questions.
They are random. No, but they're good questions this
Okay.
week. Okay, so question 1: what's the best way to spend your Friday night?
Ooh.
Mm.
Mm.
You want to go first?
I don't know. I feel like Friday is like end of the work week. Fridays for me is the staying in, taking it easy,
Uh-huh.
watch a movie, watch a show, play a game, whatever you're into, do whatever you do to relax and chill. I feel like Fridays like that. You earned that. Like, I ain't doing nothing else for the rest of tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can come over if you want, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's Friday. And then I'll be ready for Saturday.
I think Friday is definitely happy hour. You gotta go to happy hour after work. I mean, you don't have to, but it feels kind of strange to go straight home after work on Friday. Like, it feels like, okay, I should be doing something. Like,
Yes.
this.
What if you work
know,
from home?
I'd say I don't. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't go into the office on Friday.
We don't know
So
about that life, Tyler. But I like a happy hour because it's just like toasting to the week. You're right. Like, it's just yes, I earned my week. Let's go to a cheap drink situation, maybe a fish fry in Wisconsin because it's Friday.
Where's a good fish fry at?
Ooh,
Catholic church.
Lakefront Brewery
French
has a
still good.
great
Yep,
fish fry.
quality.
Do they have
Yeah.
catfish or is cod?
I think they might have.
No, it's like it's straight
It's
up.
got
Come on now,
catfish.
it's the
Cod.
Catholic fish fry with the cod.
Yeah.
Right, beer
That fish is
battered.
good though.
Y'all
I grew
been
up on
to
that Catholic cat.
over in Glen, you been to the Brick?
Yes, it's so good.
That's
that
a good
fish fry.
fish
is
fry.
so
They got a bunch of
good.
stuff. They got perch.
Yes, they
They
do.
got the good stuff.
Yeah,
Who?
they do.
The Brick.
The Brick.
Where
on
are they?
Green Bay Road.
It's right on
in
Green Bay.
Glendale.
Yeah,
Right by
over in our hood.
What's that's the Goody Gourmet.
That's right.
Oh, it's over there.
that won't let you
Yep.
go inside even now.
Oh, Goody Gourmet.
People in
don't
there all
let
the
you go
time. I drive
inside?
by.
Are
there.
they now?
Yeah.
They let you go in?
We haven't been in there. We used to
I
walk
know.
by it when it was brand new.
I
Well, they
want
used
some
to
of that
make you
popcorn.
call
Yeah.
and order
No,
it.
it was.
Okay,
yeah,
so
when
now
it
they
was
let you come
brand-
in. Okay.
But I've
fine.
driven by it. I've
I was talking about Goody Gourmet's the popcorn.
the popcorn.
place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Right there.
What?
You know, there's like the
Yeah.
location on Green Bay Road.
Uh-huh.
Next to that, basically, it was there before. Is the restaurant called the Brick.
It
Yeah.
was. It's
And that's a
about
good fish
the
fry.
soul food place down there.
There's no soul food place in Glendale.
Not that
Yes,
far down.
it's not in
right next
Glendale.
to Goody Gourmet.
Did Goody Gourmet's move from Shorewood to Glendale?
Yeah. They,
Yes.
they're
Oh,
sure.
Yes.
oh,
You're
okay.
talking-
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know where
yeah,
you're talking
yeah.
about the soul food place. In
Yeah,
Sherwood.
Nino's.
Nino's.
Yeah.
That's a good fish fry. It's a little salty.
I like salty fish though.
Okay.
So maybe I'll have to go there Friday.
yeah, they and
And then
company.
come by you guys' house.
Yes, Company B
Mhm.
has a good fish fry.
I've heard
Because
that.
I like everything. You gotta have good coleslaw. You gotta have good tartar
Don't eat it.
sauce. You gotta have the rye bread. You gotta have
Yeah,
good potato
yeah.
pancakes.
I don't eat a lot of
It's
coleslaw,
all
but
gotta be
I'll take
good.
some.
What do you mean? You
Potato
don't eat-
pancakes, yeah,
Don't
for real.
eat
That's why
potato
Lakefront, I
pancakes.
think it's the
Don't
go-to
eat.
because they got all the
They got
stations
all
covered.
that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you can get the mix.
Y'all
where you
making
get the
me
shrimp.
hungry with
Okay,
some
we
fish
right
weren't
right
even
now.
supposed to be.
I'm
talking
not.
about
Potato
We
Okay.
just tangent.
Potato
Okay.
pancakes needs to Used to be around more in my life.
I have to
I
taste
love
it.
potato pancakes.
with the applesauce.
Okay, what about your Friday, Tyler? With applesauce.
Mine is like John said, relax and watching the movie. I can do like a game night probably on a Friday, but most of the times when I'm playing something to do on Friday morning, by the time it's time to do it, I be wanting to chill or go to sleep.
Yep.
I'll be tired.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
Ooh,
like
I
can we
know.
do it tomorrow?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
tired.
And then Saturday comes and it's
Because
like,
Friday is an accumulation of everything, and then Saturday you're trying to get everything done for the
Yeah.
weekend. So it's
Right.
like, can we just have one more day off, please, government? Just give us Mondays,
Yes.
government.
Yes.
please.
4-day week.
Y'all controlling everything else. Shana,
Okay.
question.
So my regular question is about Wakanda Forever.
Ooh.
That y'all saw it.
Oh, I
Ooh,
did
yes,
that
yes,
long
yeah.
3-hour
All
movie.
right.
It was
Was
good
it
though.
three?
I
It
sat right
was
through
3.
it. I didn't even get to pee.
Really? Did y'all love it,
It's like
or did you
240.
like it? How many stars out
I
of 4?
loved it.
I loved it.
I loved it. I give it 4.
Okay.
Out of 4, I give it a 3.5, only because it was too long. And that boring ass Rihanna song at the end.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
that was
it.
terrible. And they were pumping it up like it was
Me down.
gonna be the shit.
No. Keep that shit away from me, Rihanna.
Yep.
Oh.
Rihanna's doing the credits.
Slit.
I kind of like it. It grew on me.
Nah.
So
It
it
had
wasn't
5 minutes to grow on you. That's why.
okay. So I give it.
No.
I give it 3.5, 2 out of 4
Okay,
stars. Okay.
why?
So the optics of like the Mexican
Inca.
people
Aztec.
versus the black
Right.
people
I love that.
kind of like threw
But
me
it was-
off a little bit.
But I feel like they eased into that so much so that I like got to the point halfway through the movie where I'm like, oh no, they're gonna fight each other, aren't they? Like
Yeah.
I'm still rooting for both of them. Like
Yeah.
they're working
Uh-huh.
together. They both have common interests and they're like representing minorities and they're like
Yes.
just trying to be good by the planet. Like these are both heroes.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting for like a villain, and then I realize like, oh shit.
They're gonna pin them
Yeah.
against each
No,
other.
I don't want anybody to get hurt.
No.
Yeah,
So that
which
threw
was
me
so
off.
good. I mean, that's why it was.
I
such a
kind of
good
like
movie.
that. The showing
Yeah.
like
That
Yeah.
threw me off a little bit. I mean, and I'll accept it because I think they tried to
Just
give us
give
a little
another-
teaser at the
yeah.
end, like, whatever. I'm not going to spoil
Yeah,
it for
right.
anybody who hasn't seen
spoil
it.
it. I need to go see it.
But
Eat this.
I'm not giving the major spoilers, but they kind of teased that there could be more conflict or they should work together.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
you could go
right.
either way.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're thinking about that.
Yeah.
But the one thing I was disappointed about was we sat until the last freaking credit
Trailer, and that's all y'all
at the
saw was that
end,
doom.
and there was no, okay, so
there
they
was 3 trap
showed
doors.
what?
Yeah,
Trap door.
hidden doors. Like when you watch and it's like another scene. It was 2 of them.
There was
Right.
not another one.
Yes, it
Which
was.
one?
It
Yeah,
just said
what
at
are
the
you talking-
very, very end, it said Black Panther will return.
No, did you see the one where he has a son?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, did you see the one where there's Dr. Doom
There was
in the
no.
prison?
No,
Yes. And all they showed was him in the gate, and they showed his head. He was in there.
I did not see that. Where was
Yeah.
we stayed until the very
I'm
end, and I
saying,
did
yeah.
not. Did you
I
see
stayed
that
till the end. I
too?
did not see that.
You
I
didn't
did not see that.
No.
What movie
I
did
went
you
on
go
Thursday,
to?
the day before it came out, so maybe I saw it.
No, there was nothing like that.
There was a spoiler at the end with Dr.
Yeah,
Doom.
I
So for their spoiling because it's gonna be the new
Yeah,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
I
down
didn't
with
see
Dr.
that.
Doom.
I didn't
I
see
did
that.
not see that. And we stayed until like the lights.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
over. Like, get
Right,
out.
we
It's
waited.
over.
So like
All
the
y'all
true
comic nerds,
Marvel
get the fuck
fans
out.
know that you got to stay until the
What?
last.
I didn't stay. I
roll
saw it
credit.
online. Maybe I should
See,
have
that's
said.
what. Yeah.
I
saw a whole different thing.
Here, that's right. We gotta talk about
The
that.
trap
I
doors
saw
out
it
here.
online.
Okay, so anyway, I didn't even ask my question. Okay,
Man.
so which superhero would improve the world the most if they were real?
Superman.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got a controversial answer.
Oh,
Oh.
hot take.
It's my favorite superhero growing up, like that when I was in comics, reading comics, buying them, was the Punisher.
Mm.
Yeah, because I'm a very non-violent type of person, but his whole deal was just like,
Violence.
we're just gonna handle this right now. We're just gonna
Yes.
take out the people that are causing violence, and then like because the system doesn't work, and you know his whole backstory, he got screwed by the system, his family got killed by bad people.
Mm.
You know, yeah, he's just like, forget all that. Let's just take out the bad people.
You got to go rogue a little
Yeah,
bit. To
you got to
get
go
some shit
rogue. Exactly.
accomplished,
Yeah.
huh?
Judge, jury, and executioner.
Mhm.
So it's like, which I don't support in, day-to-day life, and I'm not endorsing that for anybody. But yeah, as a superhero, I was always like, that's pretty badass, and like we're all better off for it. Was my take on it at the time.
That's
Okay,
not a bad
good one.
idea.
That's
Who
a
would you
good one.
pick?
Probably Iron Man.
Ooh.
Is it because he's wealthy?
Yeah, right. Like the rich boy.
I think he would be like way better than Elon Musk. Like way better. Yeah. I think Tony Stark, and then the way he would take technology, he would try to stay in his lane and not deal with social issues and social media. I think he'd be like, okay, let's make the world a better place through technology.
About Elon Musk, what's the man that on Amazon? What's his name?
Jeff Bezos.
I saw an interview with him talking about how he's gonna give his money away.
Oh yeah. They all say that, and I mean they got so
him
much
and his
money.
Wife.
Money is like fake.
They got extra money, right? Yeah, they're like, we're gonna give away.
I have been watching
$3 billion.
so much stuff about money and currency and how Bitcoin is gonna be important because it's gonna be online currency. I am so scared. I am like, oh my God, what should I do?
I don't know. I feel like it can only go. Yeah,
it can only go so far.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next question is: you can freeze time. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Freeze time.
You can freeze time.
Okay.
World stop.
Okay.
For how long?
Let's just say however long you want it to.
Sleep.
What will be the first thing you
sleep?
would do?
Is it just you?
Just you.
Everything else is frozen. Everybody
Everything
else
is
every
froze.
other person.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe take a little nap. Come back fresh.
Sleep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You asleep?
Yeah, I'm gonna freeze in the morning. I'm gonna sleep. Everybody frozen the time, so then I can
alarm goes off. Be like, nope.
Yeah.
Freeze that.
Freeze
3
time.
hours.
Sleep.
I'm going to change my bank
That's
information.
You're
Put a
some
couple of
shady
zeros
shit.
in my account. Then I'll go to sleep because I can wake up to some coins.
You're just gonna freeze time and go in some banks and
Freeze
get
time,
some
go in
stacks.
some banks.
We're not trying to do no illegal shit.
I want my money. Fuck that. I froze time. See, that's why God don't give us powers because we do shit like that.
I just want to do something real simple.
They want naps. I want the money.
Hours of Z's.
I'm gonna use. Look, I'm gonna be the Punisher. Shana, what's your next question?
Okay, so I want to do this thing,
And
this is similar.
Said, take a nap.
I didn't know where to go, and I was like, "That's a great idea."
I'll take a nap.
Do some other shit. Wake up. Do some other shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You get a lot of shit done before the day even starts.
Right.
What'd you have to do because the world is froze? What would you have to get done?
Everything.
All the basic shit.
Right.
And then you'd actually
Clean
like be
up,
set
take,
for the day.
Relax. Maybe take an extra.
Get like
long
3 days
bath.
ahead. And be like, all right, go. Hit play. Let's do this.
A nap.
What are you doing? Oh, it's all done already.
Okay, so this is going to be similar to my download. So I want you to tell me whether or not you think this is newsworthy. All right, we'll keep it simple. I'm not going to explain the whole things, but is this newsworthy? These headlines. All right, these are from a few different news sources. So, just thinking about like what is put out in headlines and like what's put out in public. All right, is this newsworthy? More older Americans are living by themselves than ever before.
Yeah.
By themselves. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they're moving in with their kids.
No, they said it's up.
Is it
It's up from 13% to 30% of people, American households who have a single.
That's definitely newsworthy.
Yep. Okay. And it's particularly.
What's the older? Did they give you like an age range?
Let's see. For households headed by someone 50 or older.
Because older people aren't the same older people that we grew up seeing, hunched over, canes and stuff. We got people jogging, working out all the time, eating right.
Yep. And some of them,
like 70, not looking at.
But yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Did y'all know Sylvester Stallone was 76?
Damn.
Not surprised.
I know. I said, whoa.
I saw him in that thing.
People are aging.
76. Because I saw him, I was like, how old is he? Because he looks fit.
I'm sure he doesn't live alone.
No, right.
Okay, what about this one? There's an imaginary currency on TikTok called dabloons.
Dabloons? You just dab somebody else?
That is not newsworthy. That's some clickbait worthy bullshit.
It was.
That's if you already knew it. You're like, oh, I knew that.
It was on the New York Times webpage.
What the hell is a dab
Yes.
And it says it's fictional in the thing.
It is. It's like an imaginary economy, and like when you're scrolling TikTok, then you get a dabloon, and it's created by. There's like a cat picture, and then like you collect them. And then you can
spend imaginary currency.
I don't know because it may be the currency
Mario's
of the
imaginary
future.
Currency.
It may be the currency of the future.
Dabloons. DABLOONS.
I was gonna say, do we dabloons?
Okay, next. Okay, is this newsworthy? We talked about this a little bit. Donald Trump had dinner with Nick Fuentes, an outspoken anti-Semite and racist, who is one of the country's most prominent young white supremacists at Mar-a-Lago.
Both of them.
Is that newsworthy?
He didn't know. Kanye brought him.
He said.
And Trump didn't know who the hell he was in the first place. Not that he would have like kicked him out right away, but I don't know. They're both all of them.
I don't want to talk about him
Swipe
anymore.
on
I'm
all
sorry
of
I
them.
even brought it up.
Okay, so it's not newsworthy.
I mean,
it's only newsworthy if we make it.
Like you said earlier, it's like, yeah, it's just this perpetual news story about these people at this point. So it's like, how does it end?
I can't believe Donald Trump didn't know who was coming up.
Donald Trump doesn't even
know shit about shit.
Nothing.
He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where any of these countries are.
He don't even know COVID was going to kill everybody. He didn't know nothing.
He didn't know you couldn't drink.
What do we expect?
Oh my goodness!
He don't know how to pay his taxes. He didn't know his taxes
insurrection on the White House. I mean, this man, Congress.
He didn't know what was going on.
He don't know nothing.
Okay, last one. Have y'all watched the what's the Lord of the Rings show right now called?
No, I did not. The Lords of the Dragon.
You're mixing two different
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. Okay, so did you watch Rings of Power?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess the season's ending.
Yeah,
whatever,
it's over.
Okay.
You didn't watch Rings of Power?
I started it. I'm trying to
House
wait.
of Dragon?
I'm 2 episodes behind House of Dragon, but okay, that's neither here nor there.
I didn't watch it.
But House of the Dragon is in a hiatus, I guess. Their season's ending and whatever. The people are gonna have to wait for season 2. But did you all know that J.R.R. Tolkien's estate released 2 new books that were never released? One is called The Fall of Numenor and the Silmarillion or whatever.
You know John knows.
So it's just like source material and images that he drew, and it's supposed to like.
So they're not like books, like novels.
They're just like source material. Like,
but that's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. It's the first I've heard.
Yeah, is it newsworthy?
That is newsworthy.
Okay.
I mean, there are fan bases that that
go
back like 30, 40 years at this point that have built these like worlds that they live in.
I just got into Rings of Power. Was just phenomenal.
I heard it was really good.
It was really good.
And did you all know that collection is here in Milwaukee?
Collection?
Tolkien's original collection is here at Marquette.
No.
Yes, you can go and see it. Like you got to make an appointment or whatever.
Sure.
But
wow.
Yeah, you can go and see it. Yeah.
Wow, Milwaukee, we have some shit.
Wow, Milwaukee. All right, that's my That's my medium question.
Okay. If you had 1 million followers, what would be the cause you would stand for, or the statement you would make right now?
Oh, that's a good question. I think my stance would be that we need to go back to basics and stop looking at social media. I would tell them to stop following me. I would lead the Stop Following Me movement.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's deep.
That's so meta. Or not meta. Now it's a brand. Damn it.
I was gonna say that's so meta.
That's so
meta is a brand.
So
I was gonna say meta was
follower inception.
Yes.
Speaking of meta, I was gonna say like that Twitter DAP thing is kind of like the metaverse. That's what made me think of.
Sort of.
Yeah, John. What was?
You
have 1 million followers.
I got 1 million followers.
What's your statement?
Yep. I gotta stick with what I know. Honestly, I'd say education. I would push for some kind of like full federal mandated funding of basic education. It just seems so simple, and it's clear that better educated population is better for the country and better for society and the world. So like if we're serious about it, we know what to do. We know it costs X amount of dollars to at least do the basics. So to just fund that, we have the money if we take it out of all the other stupid shit we're spending it on. So
I agree.
Yep.
Okay. Mine would be charities, giving money to people that are less fortunate than you.
Yes, I saw your images of your socks.
Yeah, speaking of, I am doing a sock drive. So if you're listening and you want to donate socks, just email us at download and delete MKE.
Yeah, right. Something like that. MKE.
Or hit us up on Facebook.
That's right.
Instagram.
Or Instagram, right.
There you go.
Yeah, we
That's
got people who are on there
to donate your socks.
That's right. I got a hot one.
What's
That's my last one.
Okay.
I don't have an extra spicy.
I don't either.
What's a belief that you hold with that many people may disagree with?
Oh, John, you first.
Oh no.
That's hot.
That's hot. That's spicy.
That might be extra spicy, huh?
Oh,
well, mine gonna be for disturbance.
Trying to figure out where to.
I'm gonna say something very PG because I don't want to.
I don't even know.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you PG, huh? Okay.
Well, I have probably since sometime in high school. I've been kind of a socialist.
Oh,
I've always believed in a kind of a leveling of the playing field when it comes to finances and all that. There shouldn't be billionaires if there are people in poverty. I mean, yeah, it's not crazy ideas on the surface.
Say people will agree with you.
People do agree with that, but it's such a socialism is such a evil buzzword, third rail type of thing. You can just label people that
trying to change the world.
What it is. Yeah. What do you mean socialism? You mean like we should fund society so that we have the minimum things we need to survive?
Transgender books to kids.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
How dare you treat everybody as equal?
I didn't read one transgender book and it was the gayest thing right. Didn't see gay on TV and was the gayest ever.
Okay, what about you?
What was that? You want me to answer the question?
Yeah, what's the belief that you hold that many people may disagree?
I was trying to get out of it.
Right, I'm gonna answer.
The belief I hold that heaven won't be segregated.
Ooh. Okay.
I think that's one of the deepest beliefs I hold.
Okay.
Segregated on what, like racially or what do you
mean?
Racially,
by anything, like all this stuff we're doing down here is so stupid. When I think
you think like everybody gets to heaven then? Is there
I think everybody has a chance to go to heaven.
Okay, that's what I mean. Is there like a segregation of got to heaven, didn't get to heaven?
I don't want to say that. I want to say everybody who's going to get to heaven won't be segregated.
All right,
like how Milwaukee is segregated.
Yeah,
it won't be a north side of heaven.
Yeah,
west side of heaven. It'll just be a collective heaven, and everybody will be the same color, race, nationality, probably even gender.
Well, let's see.
Do you think heaven has gender?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I mean, I think that's
right. Does heaven have sex?
Yeah, we're thinking about our earthly ways of being.
Yeah, like you wouldn't even be want. See, that's a good thought. We won't even think about sex when you
that's right.
An angel.
That's right. I mean, it would be nice if it was there, but
it would be heaven if it was not.
Okay, let me answer.
Okay.
So, belief that I hold that people may disagree, and I think a majority of people disagree, is that I think that some teachers should be armed in school.
I agree.
Ooh, hot take.
Even kindergarten teachers, because somebody could come through the door.
Hey, I'm with it. Ooh. And I'm saying that because not because it's, this is the Wild West, but I think that the teachers are the first ones to die for their kids.
Yeah.
Like it's an instinct, that you just
become your kids.
You gotta jump in there. You will stand in front of a kid. You'll take that bullet for them right away. And you just a sit and duck in a lot of these cases with these people.
That's scary.
And if one teacher had a gun in Uvalde, it wouldn't have lasted that long.
Do you think if a teacher would have had a gun and they would have actually used it, that teacher would have been reprimanded afterwards?
I think so. So it's kind of like what happened at the nightclub where if there are people who have training to do things and they employ that training to do the minimal amount of damage to take out the threat, then that's a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like in the rare cases where there is like the hero gunman with the concealed weapon, they don't get in trouble later. Like we're not like, oh shit. Yeah, it seems to
wash out.
Yeah, they're like, all right, you got that one.
That's a good ass question about beliefs.
Thank you.
Well, my last question is simple. How do you deal with the pressures of today?
Ooh, pressures of today.
Like, I'll just use me as an example. Just going through like family stuff, personal stuff, just not being able to just be everything you want to be. That's pressure. Even not being able to spend the money you want to spend, that's pressure. For me, how I deal with the pressure is I internalize it a lot and I talk myself through it, and I'll probably just forget it, which is probably not healthy, or suppress it. But I think I suppressed a lot of stuff over the years, and I probably don't remember it that I've suppressed it. Or I probably desensitized myself to stuff.
Interesting.
So I kind of desensitize myself to a lot of things. I just don't live in this reality mostly.
So it's not a healthy way to deal with pressure.
I don't know if it's healthy or not healthy.
How's that working out?
I haven't heard anybody else, so I think I'm doing pretty good with it. But it's just I want to know how everybody else deals with it.
You want to answer, John?
Yeah. John?
I don't know. I'm supposed to get like
pressure.
I can go. I got a simple one.
I'll go real quick. Okay, go. I'm repping right here. I see I be in Milwaukee. I do a lot of roller skating. I gotta say, physical activity is a great way to just kind of relieve stress and pressure, and in particular, kind of get time to think and figure stuff out. Obviously, you want to like solve problems if there are issues, but there's nothing wrong with distracting yourself for a while to just be like, I can't even deal with this right now. Like, I need to get away. And then that can give you space to like figure it out. Even when you're not focused on it, then these good ideas start coming up like, I could do that at work, or that'd be a nice thing for this. And so that's what, and my way to get free and free my mind is at the skate park.
Wow.
On my roller skates.
That's a good answer. I think I have a similar answer. I think that kind of a positive way to deal with pressure and negative ways to deal with pressure. Positive ways would be exercise, walking, physical activity, just like working through thoughts by walking it out usually, or, working it out, yoga moves, or like a quick little pose, or I haven't been able to do as much of that as I've been wanting to, but when I did employ those tactics, they were very, very effective. And then another thing would be like laughing with friends and family. That's always a positive things to do. Now, the negative things I do to relieve pressure. Okay, so one thing would be a glass of wine.
Is that bad though? It's heart healthy if it's red wine.
It's not as positive as walking, like having a drink or whatever, having a cocktail. It's like, okay, it feels like you just feel kind of relaxed, kind of warms your body up and makes you feel better. And also just like tuning out with some visuals, like, TV or, like something like that. Like the news feed or whatever, just get on my phone and scroll through the news feed. Yep, like that kind of stuff. So it just feels like instant relief that, just kind of like distractions,
See, is that a relief or is that a distraction?
It's a distraction, which can be a relief sometimes.
I don't think they're
right.
It's good or bad all the way.
Yeah, so those are the negative things.
We got a lot of stuff coming at us. So,
my God.
I feel like we've almost created this ways to distract ourselves, because like we need a break. We need like something that's like, I gotta,
because if I don't,
right?
Yeah. And I don't have a lot of time for distractions, like, so I don't get to do it as much as I have in the past, but I know how it feels. So that's it.
Well, that was good, guys. Thank you all. What a good show.
Yeah. What are you deleting?
What am I deleting
before we head out of here?
I am deleting. That's a good question. What am I leaving here? I am leaving the idea that I'm the only person that's stressed out.
Ooh. Okay.
Because sometimes when you're in that stress, you be like, woe is me. Speaking of Wednesday on Netflix, woe is me. So good. Did you watch Wednesday yet? So good. But like sometimes when you stress out, you be like, woe is me. Why is this happening to me? I woke up, this happened to me. I got a flat tire. Why is it me? Woe is me.
Why does the universe hate me?
Right. Why is it me? And it's not.
I am deleting complete trust of news media.
Oh, that's a good one.
I watch these messages that are delivered. I don't know. I think that people just blindly consume all of the headlines, all of the news. They take it in, they talk about it.
Give it equal weight.
We got to watch that. So I don't know. We got to watch the messages we get and like the intentions behind why we get certain news stories. So that's what I'm deleting.
Jon, what are you leaving?
I am deleting. I'm usually like a kind of shy or quieter person, so I'm trying to get past some of that. So I'm deleting anxiety over like speaking up, or like, oh, is this like something I should say, or is this gonna be funny, or people want to hear this? I'm like, I'm just gonna say what I'm. If I feel like talking, I'm gonna say what's on my mind.
Yes,
and
I like that.
Because you guys keep throwing me at the hot seat. And I survived, so I'm gonna take it.
Thank you for being
when
here.
I move to speak, I will do so.
Oh, move to speak.
Speak up.
Not enough people know how to do that.
That's true.
They don't know what that's about. That's right.
Or the right things to say when they do speak.
Well,
I know that's
you gotta
right.
mess up sometimes too.
That's right.
Practice.
Yay.
Yeah, well, we did it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to episode 47 of Download and Delete.
Right, tone back there. You're on and all loud.
He tired, child. Thank you, guys. See you next time.